Hello guys, it's Angelina and Dima here from Okianachi World. This video is going to be a review of our foldable solar panel Suaoki 25 watts and us sharing some tips on how we keep all of our electronics charged when hiking and backpacking in wilderness.
We're going to talk about the technical specs of it, its features, how efficient and resistant it really is, and overall how we use it and our thoughts about it after 3 years of an active use. So if you've always wanted to learn how to be energy efficient on the trail, stay tuned because there's gonna be lots of useful information in this video. So we'll start by looking at what comes in the kit with the solar panel. Even though we don't have an original packaging anymore, we do remember that it came with the 1 micro USB cable, 4 hooks and a user manual. Now we'll look at the technical specifications of the solar panel. So as we said, it is 25 watts, has 2 USB ports with an output of 5 volts, 2.1 amperes, and if you use 2 together it will be 5 volts, 3.6 amperes. Also on the solar panel there are magnets on the top part and charging light inside. Its open size is 713 mm long and 260 mm wide. And closed size is 260 mm long, 160 mm wide and 18 mm high. Its weight is 748 grams.
Talking about its features, the manufacturer states that this solar panel has Suaoki TIRC technology built in each USB port so that the charger can automatically and quickly identify the current of your equipment and speed up the charge process. We don't know exactly what this technology is about, but as we had no problems with that, we want to believe it is true.
Then it is said that 25-watt monocrystalline solar panel increases conversion efficiency up to 25%. So it has high energy conversion efficiency. It has a waterproof cover and USB pocket, and solar panel are covered with a heavy-duty polyester canvas. It is portable and relatively lightweight and easy to mount on any backpack with the loops around the panel, and 4 carabiner hooks ensure the easy attachment that we do approve. We can say from the personal experience that this panel is quite resistant after being several times in the rainy conditions and even a hail once when we were running from the storm and didn't have time to take it off. And nothing happened to it, it kept working as normal. The elements are coated with a protective film that is strong enough and everything stitched and glued quite well, so no moisture gets into the main elements. And as you can see, up until this moment we have only several scratches on this protective film and nothing more serious. And if you know us, we're using our equipment pretty hard and almost every day during the summer month.
So now let's talk about how we use it, some of our tips and tricks, and overall our impressions after 3 years use.
First of all, I wanted to state that we use it constantly while hiking, as it allows to charge all our devices, so it is always hanging on our backpack. In the morning we take it out, hang on the backpack, connect the power bank to it, and we're good to go. When we stop for a longer lunch break, we search for the sunniest spot around us where to leave it. This solar panel works best in combination with the power bank, and we found it by test. At first we tried to directly connect the phone and other devices to it as advised by the manufacturer, but this charging method failed miserably, because there is no secret that when you're hiking you're passing through many different lighting conditions and oftentimes go from sun to shade, and for the solar battery it means to stop charging of your device when in the shade and start it off again when you're out in the sun. When there are clouds, there is also an energy drop and it can stop charging. So the screen of your device constantly lights up, and this can be dangerous for the phone controllers. Not to mention that it is much less efficient energy-wise. So as a result we purchased the power bank last year to use with it, and honestly it was the best purchase ever that changed the whole process. Now we solely use the power bank with the solar panel. It's not only solved the issue of protecting the phone, but also opened up new opportunities for us. Now every evening when we come to our camp spot, we take out our power bank and charge all our devices with constant voltage. It is very convenient, and we find that 10,000 mAh power bank is enough for our needs, because normally it is not possible to discharge all our devices in one day and they still have around 70% of battery life left. So what we need is to recharge every device by 20 or 30% and take out as much energy as possible from a power bank, so that we can charge it again the next day. We do not recommend using the original cable that it comes with, and use another shorter cable with a length up to 50 cm, and this length would be just right to hide it in the backpack, but at the same time you won't experience the loss of energy.
Talking about its performance, obviously it shows itself the best on sunny cloudless days when we managed to fully charge 10,000 mAh power bank. It took about 8-9 hours sunlight on summer day, but hiking in changing conditions from shadow to sun.
And even in the cloudy weather, we managed to recharge the power bank by 70% or so. That is, even on the cloudy days, it was enough for us to recharge all of our devices. That being said, you do need to watch that all of your solar panels get as much sun exposure as possible and adjust them appropriately. Because if some of them get in the shadow, you will not achieve the maximum results.
It is important to mention here several overheating issues we had with it. It happened when the battery was placed in bright sun, with no ventilation by the wind. Thus it overheats, doesn't give the required current power, and it charges longer.
So if you're on a break, it is better to hang it on the branches or lay on the high grass for the wind to be able to blow through. We found this issue especially problematic in the south, where even the wind is warm. In the mountains, on the other hand, there are no problems with the charging normally, because the sun is bright and powerful, but the wind is cool. For the power bank itself, it is also important to be in the shade, so when we're hiking we store it in the backpack upper department, and when we're having a break we put it in the shade in the grass, for example. The pocket in the battery itself is no good for storage because there is a strong heating and the bank goes into protection mode and stops charging. And it's important to check and constantly touch the power bank to make sure it didn't get hot, otherwise it will not charge at all.
As a drawback to it, we can definitely mention its weight. You can't call it lightweight for hiking in our opinion, but there is no other alternative we could find on the market up till now. The lighter ones are under 25 watts, which we believe won't be enough for our needs.
Especially taking into consideration that the declared watts may be different from delivered. But again, we personally do take a lot of electronics, and if your needs are just to charge up the phone, then you may take a look at less paneled, lighter ones, which do exist of the same brand, we believe. Of course, we can't give any exact recommendations, not having been testing them. You can purchase this solar panel at Amazon, AliExpress and Walmart as well. It wasn't available on Amazon at the time we filmed it, but we believe it is globally available on AliExpress store, and it costs around 48 euros or $56 there.
So in the end, we can definitely say that it is decent quality gear for a quite a budget price, and it works great. If you shoot video and taking photos like us, without solar battery you won't survive. But there are many usual backpackers nowadays who do carry a solar battery with them, because it's simply convenient.
Even in the cases when you're not hiking in the complete isolation and do pass by some villages, you don't have to look for the sockets in the bars, restaurants and alike if you don't want to. But for hiking the wild, remote locations, it is an absolute must-have in our opinion. It gives a peace of mind and freedom of action to you.
This is all we wanted to share today about this topic. Now it's your turn to share in the comments below how you keep your electronics charged and what kind of panel you use. We'd be interested to learn this.
Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more gear reviews and hiking tips like this one. Also feel free to leave us any suggestions or ideas for future videos in the comments below. What you'd be interested to see, we will greatly appreciate it. That is all for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more reviews to come very soon, and we'll see you there in the next video. Bye guys!